Maya Angelou once said, and I quote, "You can't use up creativity because the more you use it, the more you have it." On this note, I bid you welcome to the Muse on High Impact Television. My name is Peace Adeniro. How are you today? On the show today, I'm going to be talking to an author, and we're going to be having a fantastic time all together. We'll play games, we'll have conversations, and many more. So please do not go anywhere. We're going out now to take a look at our profile, after which we'll be back to start the conversation. Do not go anywhere.
Temi Taiwo Oni. Temi Taiwo Oni is an intuitive writer with an eye that sees through the human condition. Despite being an avid writer since her childhood, she maintained a very low profile per her writing and did not explore sharing her stories until much later in life. She studied accounting and spent over 12 years in the banking industry before moving on to brand management and marketing communications. Her debut novel, Be Gone, was released in August 2020. She has another novel, a work in progress, Vengeful Affair, which is due for release soon. Her blog, TemiTaiwoOni.com, hosts some of her fiction stories. She is married with 3 children and currently lives in Lagos, Nigeria. Today on The Muse, Temi Taiwo Oni is our guest.
You're welcome back, and having gone through our profile, it is my utmost delight to welcome into the studio Temi Taiwo Oni. Hello, Temi.
Hello.
Hi, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're looking really beautiful. Wait, is it a thing with creatives? You always want to be creative with everything. I love your hair. Let me start from there.
Thank you very much.
Do you usually do this style?
This is my second time.
Wow, it looks good on you.
Thank you very much.
So let's talk about your book, Be Gone. I've read it, and I must say that it's a really interesting read. So before we came on, you were sharing with me the thought process, how the book came to be. Can you say it again?
Oh my God. Okay, so hello, Be Gone. You wouldn't believe he started out as an assignment on a writing course in 2017. I just did, it was just a short assignment. I can't remember how many words. And from the feedback I got from that assignment, it went on to be an entry for the Writivism Festival in 2018. It was about 3,000 words then. And last year during the lockdown, a lot of people were sharing, they were looking for ways to engage. And I saw a few people share stories on their WhatsApp pages, and I was like, okay, I have a few stories, and I started off with this one. I was intending to share my different stories in bits. Of course, my writing had improved from when I initially wrote it, and I shared it over the course of a week. The feedback made me, I don't know what to say, and at the end, people were like, you can't end the story like this. Where does it go? And so on the 1st of June last year, I told my readers or those watching my status on WhatsApp, I'll finish it. I'll give you a book by the end of July, thinking I'll just rush 15,000 words. And here I am with Be Gone, because I couldn't finish on time, and I got into 20,000 words. I wasn't done, so I had to tell them, give me one more month. And it was just a rush. And I can't believe that it's gotten so much feedback, so much, how will I say it? People like it so much, and I'm happy. But I called it a fluke because it was accidental. It wasn't planned. I had my work in progress already, and this came in, and it became my debut book.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Be Gone is a story of adversity and turmoil. What was was it inspired by a true life event, or what inspired the book? So like I said, it started off as an assignment. At the point in time I was writing that assignment, you just thought something. We were trying to think of something dramatic, and I thought of violence, and I was, okay, we see all the violence around, so let's not talk about violence. Let's talk about the victims. What happens after, immediately after? We just say, okay, she stood up, and then they go to another scene, whether they are going to the police station or whatever. I was like, let's see how a victim feels immediately after. What do they do? And that's how I started with the assignment, and then I explored it with some feedback like, okay,
you can't let her go out and then she comes back and she's okay. You can't just be okay. So I was like, okay, what reaction can she have that will move, you know? Run away, fight him, you know. I had to give her those options to explore, and that's how, you know, I came about this.
The old book.
Yes.
Begun is the story of a certain lady called Araba, and she has been experiencing domestic violence in her marriage for a long time, and something happens that gives her the window to just run away, and another thing happens that brings her back into the marriage. Now, I would like to ask this question. In the book, you made Araba go through a series of emotions. She had there was the option open for her to just run away and never look back. There was the option open for her to take her revenge, and there was the option open for her to do different things that other people would have gladly, you know, done.
Taken.
Why did you allow her go through all of those things? Why the mixed emotions for her?
Okay, for me, I believe that Begun and Araba story came out the way it was because that is who Araba was. I followed the lead of Araba in terms of writing the story. For example, the book didn't even end up. There were things I wanted her to do. I wanted her to enjoy revenge, to bask in it, to make Toju suffer.
Yeah.
And the story refused to go that way. Araba chose her own path. So it wasn't so much more about me making her be a particular person or act in a certain way. But for every situation that came up, those were the choices that she opted to take. You know, at the point where escape was just looming and she was right at the door of escape and there was something else happening, dragging her the other way. I think even for myself, I think I would have run away first. Then come back to say, okay, is it safe? You know, I would have first of all even gone to enjoy, okay, I'm free. But I'm not Araba. Araba decided that she wanted to go and save the day or see what was happening, and she went with that choice. Over the course, you know, I've been asked, why would an abused take care of an abuser? Well, it was Araba's choice to do that. I wanted Araba to show him Pepe, as you would say in Nigeria. I wanted her to exact revenge. I wanted her to show him how it felt to be a victim. But the story just chose to come out this way, and I didn't have a choice but to keep it that way. So I think I followed the lead of the character when she was in character, in the story, in every circumstance, the kind of mindsets, the kind of decisions that she would take. So I wasn't trying to drive her. She didn't do the things I would do. She was just herself.
So there is this general belief that if someone is an abuser, either in marriage or in a relationship, it could be, or it's definite that they have they've had tendencies, or they've done it before and you've ignored and all of that. Now, in this book, Toju never showed any, tendency of being an abuser, and then we just see that one day he just wakes up, they had a meeting, she said something contrary to what he has decided, and he beats her up. Is it that it's possible for you not to have seen traits before?
So it's both ways. Yes, the norm is for you to have observed it. I remember there was a story of the guy who used to beat his girlfriend in uni, and they would make up, and they still went on to get married. And everybody's like, are you crazy? But also, for some people, it doesn't show, or they might have it in them, but it's buried somewhere. And an event or a word said or something triggers it, and then they snap and they start behaving like that. If I would think of movies I've watched of psychopaths or sociopaths, and they're regular people, and by the time you find out they are kind of like this person, but they may have been acting normal up to a point, and then something triggers them, something makes them snap.
Triggers a memory.
I watched something recently, and there was a guy who, because he thought he saw a gym teacher recording his activities with the students, and he beat up the man.
Wow.
And it was because when he was a child, while he was always doing his gym sessions, his teacher was abusing him and recording it. Oh. So that's what triggered it. So for some people, they might just act normally and then something just snaps in their head and it connects with something, an incident in the past or something they've heard in the past, an experience, and they just snap. So I presume that for Toju, yes, he was a regular loving, we saw all the love wanted in the book. Yeah. And the next thing, she opposes him. He's made a decision in his own organization. He's his own CEO. If he called you in, he can send you out. And he felt insulted. And his only or his first reaction, well, he calmed it. He didn't do it immediately. Yeah, let me tell them the story. You know, but he reacted anyway. Later. But it now made him nauseated. He just painted a new Araba to him. And that's when things change in their relationship. So all the good, all the nice things just disappeared, and all he could remember is that girl opposed me. That girl, you know, embarrassed me in front of my staff or whatever it was. And so it might not be the patterns. It might just be a trigger.
Well, let me say at this point that I love all the themes you explored in this book: domestic violence, love, you know, revenge, mental awareness, and all of that. So what other themes would you like to explore consequently in your other books?
Okay, so like I explained, Begone was born out of circumstance, so to speak. It wasn't the book I was working on. I have books I'm working on that are Christian themed. Okay. You know, I have books I'm working on that are contemporary, because I would say I'm a contemporary writer. So they're about things that we see and experience, and or you hear about. It's about Nigerians in Nigeria or Nigerians anywhere else in the world. So I think that I would always play around what is normal or abnormal around our environment, the things we see and ignore, the things that we see and are at home with, the things that we have seen as normal. Normalized. Yeah, normalized, but there are things that we should actually look or take a closer look at. So those are the kind of things that intrigue me.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
We are not done yet. We're going to be reading an excerpt from the book. Okay. Let's go to page 9. I think this is the beginning of the book anyway, and it's a really dramatic opening, I must say. So we are, okay, let's do it this way. You take the first paragraph, I take the second paragraph, and then we go on. Okay, let's go.
As the final blow pounds her right eye, she falls fast to the floor. Pain surges through her head. As a punch reverberates her being, she passes out. When she comes to some time later, all is silent about the house. It takes her a while to recollect what happened and why pain is searing through her head. And then it comes to her. Told you that
She pouts as if to hiss, but stiffens halfway instead, as her right hand bolts to her forehead, where it feels like a pestle is at work. She wills herself to relax, trying to distract herself from the pain. Pausing for a few minutes, she slowly pulls herself to a sitting position, squealing with each movement.
Unable to locate her phone, she drags herself to her feet, with tears now pouring down her cheeks, and slowly makes her way up the stairs and to the bedroom, her sanctuary. The chairs and the walls support her battered frame as she struggles to cover the short distance.
Barely few inches away from her bed, she slumps onto it and grabs a sachet of paracetamol from her dresser, tossing 2 tablets down her throat. Then, she reaches for her water bottle and gulps down the fresh orange juice from this morning's breakfast. Spreading out, she shuts her eyes, takes bursts of deep breaths, and repeats her mantra in whispers.
Even a bad day is just 24 hours. I can make it through today. I can find strength through the pain. I am more than enough.
Even a bad day is just 24 hours. I can make it through today. I can find strength through the pain, and I am more than enough.
Even a bad day is just 24 hours. I can make it through today. I can find strength through the pain. I am more than enough.
Like, I'm already feeling the emotions I felt when I started reading this book again. It's sad. Nobody has to go through domestic violence, and I feel that if you want to leave, please. It is necessary. Nobody has to die because you're married or you're in a relationship or anything. If you feel like you should leave, in fact, I would advise you to leave the environment first before you look for ways to settle it, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yes, I believe that nobody should stay in a negative environment. So whether it's an environment within a marriage, if it's at work, whatever it is, leave that environment first, and then you can begin to think of how you want to plan for the future. Are you going to leave permanently? Are you going to have counseling? Whatever it is, but don't stay in a negative environment and keep surviving and struggling, because you might not make it out when you eventually decide to. This
has been a very eye-opening conversation between Temi Taiwo Oni and I, but there's still more to come on the Muse. Please stay tuned. Thank you for staying tuned so far. This is still the Muse on Impact TV, and I have Temi Taiwo Oni here with me. This is the part where I love the most, the game session. We are going to be playing the game together, and I'm already excited. Are you ready?
I am.
You're sure?
I'll try my best.
All right, so this is the game. I'll say a word. I'm starting, so I'll say a word. You pick the last letter of my word. Say your word. I pick the last letter of your word. Say that word, and then it continues. If any one of us loses out, that's the end of level 1. Then we graduate to level 2, the last 2 letters. Then level 3, the last 3 letters. Now, here are the rules. No saying of any words that has been mentioned before. Okay. No saying of 2-letter words or 3-letter words. Okay. And what's the rule again? No hesitating, no thinking, no freezing. All of these things makes you lose out on the game. Are you ready?
I will try my best.
All right, let's go. My starting word is actual.
Lion.
Nonsense.
Entered.
You froze. I won. Yeah. So that's the end of level 1.
1 for you.
1 for me. All right, so your word.
Okay. Encumbered.
Wait now.
Let me give you a second chance.
Okay.
Because you have hesitated.
I had to spell it.
Extinguish.
She.
Enter.
Aerogeneous.
No. I got you. You made a mistake. Okay. 3, you've broken the rule, so that 1 is on me. We have 1 each.
All right, it's a tie now. Yes. So let's move to level 3, the last 3 letters. Would you? Hey! Okay, start.
I should start. Okay. Loop.
Oops.
Spoon.
You hesitated.
There's no PS word.
You should have said Sam or something.
Oh, pseudonym.
Pseudo, yeah, but I won. Duh.
Okay, I give it to you.
Thank you, thank you. No, it's not easy. You know, winning a game, it's a whole lot of a
Well, you had practice.
I did not.
I mean, it's your game, it's your show. I'm sure you...
Okay, let me tell you guys something. I didn't even know about this game until the producer didn't tell me. She only said, you're playing this game, and I have no idea of the words she's going to give us. You have no idea of the words. We just have to, think of something on the go.
No problem.
So it's a game I'm always scared of, but it's interesting at the end of the day. All right, let's go on this quick break. The Muse continues. As the tradition is on the show, we have the part where our guests will get up and go to our Muse board to sign and tell us that they were here. That's our own way of having a bit of them with us after they are gone. So I'm going to ask Temi now to get up and put her signature on the Muse board.
Okay.
Do you like our board? Is it fine?
Yes. I think when you are done, I like to have a picture of this board.
Definitely.
As my own memento from today. Okay, that's done.
Yeah, please. Thank you so much for coming, and as a token of our love for you and to appreciate the fact that you actually came, we present this to you. You are our muse. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And this as well from the news team.
Very much.
Would you like to show the camera?
Thank you very much.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, so I'll find it somewhere in my office to just hang it. I remember I was on this show.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Special thanks to everyone who has been working to make this show a success, and special thank you to you for staying with me right from the beginning of the show down to this moment. Well, this is the time I draw the curtain. As much as I'd love to continue, I have to say bye-bye right here. My name is Peace Adeniro, and please ensure that you follow us on all our social media platforms on High Impact TV and High Impact TV UK. Till I see you again next week, take care of yourself and bye-bye.